there are tons of different types of cold fronts as far as the severity of a cold front. And the severity of a cold front, the time of year that that cold front rolls in, and how big of an impact as far as the departure from like normal, temperatures and stuff like that, it has a big impact on how the bass react to a cold front. So given that, not all cold fronts are created equal. That's one of the important things to remember. The next with that is time of year has a big impact on cold fronts, and then we're going to break it down a little bit. Here's what you have to remember as far as cold fronts, how they affect bass. The winter time of the year, cold fronts aren't that big of a deal. But in the springtime of the year, when that water temperature gets in the 50s and 60s, like in the springtime, that is it has a huge impact on fish. In fact, the springtime of the year, when the water's in the 50s and 60s, it has the biggest impact on bass movement behavior and their mood and personality at any other time of the year. The summertime of the year, sort of like winter, does not have that big of an impact on it. And then back in the fall time of the year, again, when that water temperature is in the 50s and 60s, fronts have a huge impact again. So there's two primary times of the year that bass are really impacted by a cold front. 2 times of the year, it's not that big of a deal. So we're going to address a little bit of both of those. Okay, in the winter time of the year, when you have a cold front, most of the time, depending upon what part of the country that you're in, you're not dealing a lot of times with like thunderstorms and huge temperature differences. There can be some type of a front that rolls through and drops the temperature, depending upon what type of year you're in. But that time of year, the way the bass are positioned and they're placed within the lake, it's just not that big of a deal. It doesn't have that big of an impact. A lot of the things that have a big impact on a frontal system in the wintertime is the wind. The wind speeds change a lot. A lot of times you'll have either a hard wind before a front rolls through, like a prefrontal wind, and then that wind dies off, or sometimes you'll have like a light or moderate wind before the front rolls in, then you'll have a hard north wind after the front rolls through. So that can affect fishing a little bit as far as your presentation. But in terms of the bass, being turned off by that, not that big of a deal. And then the same in the summertime of the year. Summertime of the year, guys, bass fronts have like little to no effect on a fish because you don't have those fronts that come in that change temperatures drastically. It's like if you have a front come through in the summertime of the year, you may have like a 10-degree drop or something in the air temperatures from departure from average. This doesn't have any impact. The fish do not react to it, that time of year. So don't pay much attention to it.